Hi, thank you for joining me today. My name's Gabe Gerhardt. I'm the CEO of US Flash and Technologies. Today we're going to cover the topic of, is Facebook on the way out? A lot of people are saying yes. They're definitely on their way out. They came, rose up too fast. It's a fad. Something new, better will come along, and they can't continue to hold the social networking market forever. Other people say, no, these guys are here to stay. They have over 600 million users. I mean, that's more than, the majority of countries that are out there. They're just too big to be brought down by a competitor. See, my answer is no. I side with the folks that say Facebook is sticking around for a while because of the relentless pursuit of their adapting to trends and differentiating themselves. See, it doesn't matter. Nobody's too big to be brought down by a competitor. It just matters how many cracks are left open. And so these guys continuing to adapt to trends and differentiating themselves. And these are two strategies that don't cost you any money, but they can help you smash your competition, especially those faceless direct selling websites. So what we did is we hired a Fortune 500 research firm, this Empire Research Group, to find us the trends out there and how companies are noticing those trends and what they're doing to adapt their businesses to it. And like I said, they don't cost you any money. It's just a different approach to what you can do as well. So we sponsored it, but really the areas that we're going to be covering today in today's session is differentiate or die. And I know it sounds funny, or maybe it sounds, kind of dramatic to you, but the fact of the matter is that this is the fundamental rule that companies have got to follow in order to keep you as a viable resource for your clients. And, it's when you settle in and you fail to see the trends and you fail to differentiate yourself from your competition that crack is left open. And that competition comes in and starts to steal your business away. Believe me, PPAI, they just did a study. And it's not any news to everybody, but what they found is, yes, there's a lot of manufacturers. There are a lot of factories that are selling directly to end users through these e-portals and these websites that are bypassing the distributor. They're basically designed to cut you out of the equation. And the shocking number was that they found, this is PPAI, they're one of our biggest advocates out there. They want us to succeed. But what they found is that if these companies are going to continue to buy direct through these websites, these portals, that are bypassing our distributors can lose as much as 80% of their business. 80% is a huge number. It's too big for any industry to keep going on. See, the problem is they're failing to differentiate themselves from a website. These guys assume that a website can do the same thing that our distributors can do, and that's just not true. But see, they don't see that value, and when no value is added by the distributor, no value is perceived by that client of yours, access is what becomes paramount over quality. Price is what becomes paramount over quality. So let's take a look at Facebook and see what trends they have, and let's see what they've found and they've seen in consumers, and we'll see just how you can capitalize on their millions of dollars of research and adapt those same trends to your business so you can become untouchable by the competition. If you take a look at what these guys have done, Facebook, they started with one little school, right, and then they migrated to more schools, and then more regions, right, of schools. And then they took it from schools to being personal. And then they took it from being a personal thing, everybody's got one, to businesses. This is a great way to communicate and to stay in touch with your clients, right? Then they've even gone from young to old, the younger generation to the older generation. Right? It started with young kids at Harvard, and now it's the fastest growing demographic for Facebook is ages 55 to 65-year-olds. Why? Because technology is out there. People are adapting. They're adapting to new trends and new things that are out there. They've gone from being in that, from in this national to international. And the final one that they've done, and this is the one I want to focus on today because I believe this is a trend that you can capitalize on too, and that is going from, being on the desktop to being mobile. You see, Facebook's always been online, right, since they first started, but it's always been, hey, you got to, be at your desk or you got to be with your laptop or whatever. Nowadays, they saw this era coming, right? They saw this era of smartphones. So these phones are amazing. And they saw this demand for the public and the consumer trend out there that they want to have their lives mobile. They want to be able to stay in touch and get their point across, see the people, connect with their folks, connect with their friends but all be mobile at the same time. We have to live in a fast-paced world, and a fast-paced kind of business that we all, are a part of, and people want to be mobile. So listen, Facebook had to meet that same market demand. They had to see that trend, and they had to meet that demand for portability with Facebook mobile apps. And now 200 million users log in on a mobile device. They share photos without their paper. They post, walls without Post-its. They're on the go all the time. They can check in at places. They're moving. They're using Facebook for what it's supposed to. But the point is this, and I'm not trying to say that Facebook would be out on its ear. They'd be extinct if they hadn't gone, mobile with these mobile apps. But what I am saying is this, is that 200 million users that crave that in their lives might be using something else. If they would have left that crack in the door open for the competitor to come in and say, hey, listen, people like to be on the move. We're going to make a Facebook type of app, and we're going to, and they could capitalize, and they have still 200 million users from them, right? So I bring that up because it's huge. It's huge, and this is what we do. We have to stay on top of the trends, and if your promo products aren't helping people stay mobile, right, then it's not captivating as many people as it could. It's not helping your client's campaign be as successful as it should be. And take it for Facebook. Over 5 billion uploads weekly prove Facebook saw that trend, that people love to be mobile, and they differentiated itself with some value. So how do you know the trends? What do you see in trends? Well, here's a company here, White Pages. Now, this is a company for all intents and purposes that should be extinct. I mean, they have the most useless product that's out there, a phone book, right? Nobody uses a phone book. Well, they saw this, right? They saw the trends. They said, people are going online. People want this online thing. Our phone book usage is plummeting. So, the cost, they had a bunch of problems, but number one, the cost. The cost to print these books was going through the roof, right? It takes a lot of money to print these gargantuan things and distribute them to every business and house in the nation, right? That was one problem. Their costs were high. But the second problem, their revenues are low. Nobody was using these things. I mean, they're basically useless except for at the dinner table. It's a booster seat for your child, But nobody's using them. And so nobody's reading them. Nobody's looking at them. The advertising in it stops because they're not getting any return on investment in these things. So the revenue stream goes way down. The costs are super high. So they say to themselves, hey, listen, we are going to differentiate ourselves. We're going to announce our opt-in program. Listen, we'll send you a phone book if you want one, but you got to let us know. Otherwise, one's not coming. Well, guess what? Nobody wanted these things. Nobody really opted in for these things. So their costs went down huge. They're no longer printing these gargantuan books anymore. And the cool part is this, is that they ended up appealing to this eco-conscious generation because they're not printing these things. So they're saving 5 million trees cut down every year to print the phone book. 5 million trees. They went green. Another great way to differentiate yourself, to see the trends. Consumers are loving green. Everybody's trying to save the environment. Everybody's trying to go mobile. These are two strategies you can use today, right? And the result of it is this. The whitepages.com traffic's higher than ever. Their costs are way down. Their traffic's higher than ever. They've appealed to a whole new generation of folks out there, people they were alienating before, and now the revenue stream is back because the traffic's so high on their websites. Guess what? They're coming in. They want to advertise on it as well, so they've been able to monetize that. So here's another example of a company that saw the trend to go green. They capitalized on it, and they ended up saving their company, making it vital, again, to their consumers. So what I'm hoping that you take away from this is do not leave the crack in the door open. Don't let that competition come in. Use these two trends or look for new trends that are out there as well. Take your clients mobile. Take your clients green. Because if the hottest social networking company in the world has to continue to differentiate itself, so do we. Right? And if we fail to differentiate ourselves, we'll leave that crack in the door open for somebody to go online to start buying direct from some faceless website out there, and we'll watch the internet start to swallow us up again. So see the trends and know why the products you pick will blow your client's mind. No longer just picking, products from yesterday, right? They used to work. Knowing the trends, have real clear-cut reasons why the products you pick is going to be perfect for their customer and why their campaign is going to, blow the roof off the place. So, listen, we at US Flash, we understand that the strain is put on you guys every day, day in and day out, to continue to differentiate yourself, to continue to see new trends and things that are out there. So we're here to help you by giving our distributors some very valuable information. I mean, it's really valuable because our offer to you is this, is we don't want to cost you any money either. So the fact is that we've done a lot of research on consumer trends, what they want, what they need, what they're doing, and that is information that you'll need that'll help make your next campaign great, and we want to give it away to you for free. Right? We also have sample packets of our products that are winning distributors tons of business. There's no reason why you shouldn't have one too. Right? I mean, these are new products that are innovative. They're different from the other products that you've had. They help people stay mobile. They help people go green. I think it's a sample packet that you could really use, and I want to give that away to you for free as well. Right? All I ask that you do is just contact us today, and we'll provide you with a sample packet of this drive and our consumer trends for free. Just send us an email, sales@usflash.net. And if you want to visit our website, usflash.net, please feel free to. Maybe there's a couple more samples that you'd like as well. But first off, just get that email over to us. Let us get you out a sample packet. Let us get you the consumer trends out there that will really help your next campaign take off for your clients. So appreciate you being here. Really, I'm glad you took the time to watch the video, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you soon. Alrighty? Take care. Thanks so much.